Welcome back to my Scarlet Keys Playalong. It's been a couple weeks now, but we've got quite a few more scenarios to get through, so better get to it. So these are the decks. We've got Finn and Nathaniel. One thing I wanted to note about last time is that I messed up my routing. When I landed in London with the flight ticket, I should have gone to Rome first and then Marrakesh instead of going directly to Marrakesh. So I've corrected it on this map, and I'm going to go read the Rome interlude, and we'll just pretend that I went in this order instead of just like this. So Rome is 51T. So we go to Rome with Agent Ari Quinn, and we blow the whistle in order to summon a leaky. A leaky basically tells us that there is a city of remnants where the otherworldly outsiders bring all the stuff they steal from Earth, and she wants us to take her there basically, and to go with her to there. And it's in the Bermuda Triangle, so we can record Bermuda Triangle as 56Y. And in the future, when we travel, we can go from either Bermuda, Ybor City, or San Juan directly to the Bermuda Triangle to play another scenario. And we're going to go do that right now. So we're going to just immediately, let's get a new color here. We're going to go like this, San Juan, and then Bermuda Triangle. And that's going to cost us 2 time worth of traveling. Rome didn't cost us, Rome should have cost us 1 time as well, right? Because we should have gone Rome and then, so I'll correct that. Let me make sure real quick with my spreadsheet. We should be getting to the Bermuda Triangle at 23 time. That looks correct. So, yep. And we're ready to go. So let's load in the decks. We'll bring out Without a Trace, number 56, page 56 that is. So we charter a ship to the Bermuda Triangle with Agent Quinn, and then we have a choice to either blow the whistle and summon a leaky, or dispose the whistle and do it alone. I'm going to go ahead and blow the whistle. So we blow the whistle, we record the cell blew the whistle, and we proceed to the intro. Intro 4, that is. So basically, we're on our ship, and as we sail into the Bermuda Triangle, we get pulled into the City of Remnants, the realm of the outsiders. And we are going to do something here. We don't know exactly what we're doing, but a leaky has basically wants us to be here. So we will go ahead and take control of the leaky. That'll be part of the setup, but I'll do it now. So setup, gather all the following sets, put Court of the Outsiders into play. We all start at the Court of the Outsiders. Then prepare the Otherworld deck. So we've got these 3 have to be the bottom. That's why they're set aside. The other ones go on top. Because there's 2 players in the game, we get rid of one of them. So we only have 9 locations. We bring it here, and we make a set of 3. This is the Otherworld City row, I guess. The City row, is that what it's called? I'm not sure what it's called, but we have this row of 3 locations, left, middle, right. All right, shuffle this up. Let's grab a random Coterie enemy to appear and get in our way. Because we blew the whistle, one of us gets to start with a leaky, so I will give it to Finn since he is more fragile. For Finn, I also need to go ahead and move some of his cards out of the way. Some of these start in his deck instead of in his Underworld Market deck. So shuffle those in. Shuffle this up. Shuffle. And then we take these cards. So basically how it works is we have a left, right, middle. Left, middle, right. And whenever we expose one of these cards, we would grab the corresponding location. For example, if I expose the middle card, I would grab this. They're going to be arranged like this. So if I were to say expose here, that's city L, so I would take left, put it here, and then the map would continue to grow from there, basically. So this is some fancy way of having the map kind of random. So I'll reshuffle all this. And we'll distribute it like so. And we're good to go. All right, so now I think we are ready to read this. 2 Shroud, 4 Clues. Resign, test willpower or agility 4. If you succeed, you resign, adding each conspirator asset you control to the victory display. If you fail, you remain trapped here, and this test gets -1 difficulty until the end of your turn. So it's a bit harder to resign than normal. You have to beat a test, which is scary. We have Agenda 1. Beyond our reality, in the dimension known only to the Forgotten and the Forsaken, lies the preposterous City of Remnants, the homeworld of the Outsiders themselves. As an additional cost to enter an unrevealed location, investigators at your location must spend 2 clues as a group. After you expose the location, move to that location from an adjacent location. Act 1A, traversing the outside. Somewhere in this strange otherworld lies a secret so vital an ages-old member of the Red Coterie was willing to reach out to you personally to have you help her find this place, the world where all things stolen from memory end up. If the truth is anywhere, it must be here. Objective, find the heart of the Outsider's domain. When the Outsider's lair is revealed, advance. So we have to go find the lair of the Outsiders. And we will start by drawing our starting hand. I'll read Leaky real quick. So Leaky is, she has a reaction after a concealed mini card is exposed, exhaust a Leaky, choose a set-aside hollow, its owner draws it. So basically every time we do, after we do an expose, we can draw a hollow, which is really going to be helpful in this scenario because there are a ton of hollows going around. For our starting hand, Milan is always really nice to have. I think since we're at a relatively low starting shroud, I don't need to keep perception, so I'm just going to draw my assets, hopefully. I guess a lot of my assets are in the deck anyway, but that's fine. We'll go with this. Oh, I took one too many? Yeah, one too many. Shuffle up the Underworld Market deck as well. So then, Nathaniel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this stand together is pretty nice. I think I'll toss the rest to try to find boxing gloves. Yes. Well, that's a little too much boxing gloves, but still, we have them both. It's fine. All right, so we will go ahead and get started. So our goal here is going to be to gather these clues because we need clues to enter unrevealed locations, and then we can create new unrevealed locations by exposing these concealed cards. I'm going to have Finn go ahead and use his Light of Pharos to play a card at -3 cost. That'll play Dr. Milan for a mere 1 resource. Sorry, at the start of the game, actually, I should trigger this first. I don't want either of these right away, so I'm going to let those go to the bottom. I think I'll do an investigate. I'm up by 3. There is a couple -4s with the cultists, but hopefully we get lucky. Nice. So we'll take a clue. We'll take a money with Milan. I'm thinking about just drawing a card here, just getting set properly. I could try to investigate again, though. Let's go quick. Number of hollows, 0. Awesome. Good progress for the first turn. Nathan, let's go ahead and Twisted Antiprism. Just check some cards here. Clean them out is a nice thing to have in case we have an enemy we draw. Let's put out these boxing gloves. Let's put out a stand together. That'll help everybody, of course. So I guess Finn does have paranoia, so he might lose the money, but you know, you can't play around this kind of stuff. Nathan definitely doesn't, though, so I'm going to go ahead and just get this cash out in case we need it later. Finn. Cool. These guts might be useful. There's some cases where they'll be nice to have, I think. So when this engages me, I have to hollow a card in my deck. I'll hollow this dexterity. I want to keep my hollows close, so I'm going to need to reference them a lot. I'll just put it here. And then Nathaniel just attaches this guy, and he gets plus a fight, plus an evade. But if he's evaded, we get to pull back a hollow. So not really that helpful, but something. I think Nathaniel, he's fighting at a 7, so if we just... it's getting plus a fight, though, so it's a little bigger. We could fight it with this and commit boxing gloves to kill it pretty much for sure. I'm going to trigger Anti-Prison to put a Doom on here, because that way when I kill it, I'll get rid of the Doom and I get to basically trigger my key for free. If I engage this, it's going to hollow a card, and I really don't want to, so I'm just going to clean him out. Discard this as a commit, so I should be 9 versus 4. Nice, so that deals 2 damage with Nathan's ability. So he is dead. I can trigger my boxing gloves to check the top 9 cards of my deck for a spirit card and draw it. I think I'll take this mono a mono since it's testless. No tests is always good. I think Nathaniel could go ahead and try to fight some of these concealed cards because we need to put locations into play, and he can spend Finn's clues to move to them. So let's just take a punch at one of these. M. So we would put this into play, and then we could spend 2 clues to move to it. So first things first, after this gets placed here, what we do is we take a decoy and this, we shuffle them up, and then we grow the map out like that. I'm going to go ahead, we just expose a mini card, so this can trigger and Finn can pull back his manual dexterity. A leaky is really helpful to have in this scenario since we don't want to let the hollows build up. It'll get really hard if we do. We put a new card here in the middle. I want to note also that these all have different penalties. So for example, this one doesn't have one because it's in the left. And, you know, on the card it doesn't say anything about the left, but this one's in the middle, for example, and if you expose it, you lose an action. And this one's on the right, and if you expose it, you take a horror. A lot of times you can't really play around these penalties, so there's some cards that let you rearrange the order of stuff in the row, which is a little bit of a neat trick. But yeah, so we expose this. We'll spend 2 of Finn's clues to take a free move here. Rambling Route. Increase the difficulty to fight or evade each concealed mini card at Rambling Route by 2. As an action, you can spend X resources, choose a concealed mini card adjacent to a location X connections away. Look at its revealed side without exposing it. Group limit once per game. So you can peek at one of the minis. I got 1 action left. I'm thinking of just punching out one of these things again and just trying to see if we can get an expose. Even if it's a location, it would go in play even if we can't enter it. And if it's a decoy, we just save ourselves an action in the future. So I think that was a good deal. All right, so for Finn's turn, let's check the deck. We definitely need these lockpicks to help us investigate, so we'll grab those and pay 1 for them. And we'll just go ahead and put out the lockpicks right away. I think I will investigate the lockpicks once. You see by 2 or more, you may discover 1 clue at your location. So I get both these clues. Sweet. Really nice. Trigger Milan for a money as well. Let's take a free evasion and try to expose this. I was only up by 2, so I wasn't really hoping. I wasn't expecting it, but it was worth a shot. Let's just investigate. Well, we know that it continues down this way, so maybe we want to stay close to Nathan. We could like walk over here and start grabbing these clues. I mean, they are pretty easy. Let's just keep going. Let's investigate. Nah, yeah, let's just move over here. Let's just go here. I think that's fine. We'll do that. All right, so that's the end of my turn. So we go upkeep and upkeep. Oop, we lose all our money. We get to keep 1, of course. Tommy Malloy. Well, if we don't draw too many other enemies, this isn't a big deal, because it's good to draw them early, but if we draw a bunch of other enemies, it's going to be annoying. Not an enemy. All right, good, but also bad. Memory variant. Put it into play next to the agenda deck. After an event is played, instead of discarding it, set it aside out of play as a hollow. Test will power 4. If you succeed, discard memory variant. Any investigator may trigger this ability. I think this one's going to be... not sure. A bit annoying for sure. Put a Doom on the asset you control at the highest cost. Just an extra Doom. Nothing we can do about that. That's a big problem because the Doom clock in this scenario is super tight. But we'll just have to deal with it. So the problem with this is every time Nathaniel uses an event, it's going to get hollowed. But at the same time, after I do an expose, I get to give him his events back. So it's kind of both good and bad. In any case, I think the first thing we're going to do is obvious. We're just going to punch this guy a bunch of times. 1. You can only take 1 damage at a time, so it's just 3 actions. And again. He's dead. And I will trigger Boxing Gloves to check the top 9 and grab something. Let's take this Monster Slayer, I'm thinking. Maybe 1-2 punch, just really have the tactical nuke ready. Take the 1-2 punch. And unfortunately, that's my whole turn. But at least we cleared the weakness. On Finn's turn, we can peek at some of this. Not really helping me out here. Disguise might be okay to help me expose faster, but I don't have enough money to afford this stuff, really. So let's just not do it right now. This might be a good time to flip over the Light of Pharaohs, because I would only lose 1 money. Nathan could afford to lose... Oh no, this is discard random cards. I thought it was lose 3 resources. Never mind. Never want to discard random cards. Well, these investigates are pretty easy, so maybe I'll just do them the normal way with Dr. Milan. Then I can lock picks to try to expose this card. Up by 3? Nope. Up by 3? Good. And up by 3. Also good. Oh, I may as well try this. I mean, I'm up by nothing, but I could get lucky. We could commit manual decks, but I think I might need it later. All right, it wasn't going to do anything anyway. Well, we took 2 clues that turn. It's something. We cleared a weakness. Let's go to our upkeep. We're going to Doom. We're going to advance next turn unless we lose these boxing gloves, but I don't think we can afford to lose them. So this, we have to hollow a card. Not a big deal because we'll just pull it back in a minute anyway once we expose something. All right, so weak little enemy, which maybe Nathaniel can kill. I'm thinking Nathaniel can punch this in order to move to it, and then Finn can just follow along and grab up the clues. It's not great, but it's something. Otherwise, we could engage this guy and kill him, but he doesn't really scare me that much. So I think I'll just try to expose this. I'm up by 3. If I draw this guy, if I draw the cultist, this guy will get to hit me, which is not great. So maybe I should just engage and kill him. I could just engage him and then, well, if he hits me, I guess I can counterpunch him. So that's fine in either way, right? Let's try to expose. We're up by 3. Cool. So City M, we lose an action for that. That's okay. Better on Nathan than Finn. We'll spend 2 of Finn's clues to move to it. And then we would just grab these and recreate. What do we got here? So it's just the same thing as the other one. Could just take another swing just to clear this and see what it is. Is that what I want to do? I think I'm fine with that. Let's take a swing. No luck. Tough. All right, Finn's turn. He'll move down. Let's take and investigate with Dr. Milan. We're up by 3. I mean, it should be fine, right? We can get screwed, but it's most of the time it works out nice. Oh, we expose something, right? So we can trigger a leaky to grab this back. Let's just commit this. Be up by 4. Okay. Doing a resource. Let's lockpicks the other one. Another clue. Awesome. So then this guy hunts down, and then we go to upkeep. Safeguard's cool. Mythos, this will advance us. Whirlwinds of cosmic dust swirl throughout the alien sky, threads of radiant starlight and tempests of gravity-defying rubble shifting, churning, rearranging. Every inch displaced, a deliberate act of insanity, a premeditated manipulation of your mind designed to make you lose your sense of self. So first off, this doom goes away. Shuffle the set-aside apocalyptic presage and protoplasmic reassembler enemies into the encounter deck. Start with that. These big boys, big elite enemies, but also victories, hopefully. The investigators must choose 2 options as a group. Each investigator takes a damage and a horror. Each investigator chooses a non-weakness card they control in their hand or play area and hollows it, or shuffle all the concealed mini cards face down and place them randomly at positions they were in. I'm going to go ahead and do the reshuffle because I'm not that scared of it. I don't really know much about these anyway, so now I just know nothing about where anything is, but that's all right. We'll just figure it out. Then we have choices. We could do damage horror, but it does add up. I think we'll do that, though. We'll just do damage horror, and we'll just immediately shift this key to heal it back. The last blossom, remember, heals a damage and horror from everybody, and then in order to shift it back, I have to heal a damage from an enemy. So maybe that'll come up, maybe not. All right, so then get to draw our encounters. So I have to hollow a card again. That's all right. I think Grizzled is not that helpful here, so we'll hollow that. We'll get it back with the Leaky in a minute anyway, hopefully. Ooh, distorted reasoning. We can't take the same type of action twice in a row, which might be annoying for fighting. We might want to use Guts to try to clear this. So the question is, what do we want to do here? It's kind of a mess. We could do some exposes. I think we could play Safeguard and then punch. We could like punch, Safeguard, punch again if this is a decoy. So I think we'll start like that, doing something like that. We're up by 3. Okay, so this goes in play and we'll move to it. We expose something so we can trigger a Leaky to pull back a Grizzled. When you move from Alien Frontier to a connecting location to its left or right, test Agility 5. If you fail, take 2 damage. You can take a horror, look at the real side of either location in the shadows of the top card of the Otherworld deck. So I gotta shuffle these up first. We're getting kind of far away from the Court of the Outsiders, which concerns me. I don't want to make this really long route I have to go back through. Hmm. I might trigger this to peek at this card. I think it might be useful to know. It's not going to be that helpful. I think we'll just, we could just expose both of these. Like, we can't punch anymore because we already did that. So let's play a safeguard. I think we do just go for an expose. Because even though it's not that good, if hopefully it's a decoy. If it's a location, I'm actually a little disappointed. But I think we'll just go for it anyway. Okay, so we cleared a decoy, so we know this is a location. The question is if I even want to go that way. It's kind of an inconvenient spot because then it'll expand out like this. I can just keep chasing down this one direction, though. I think that's reasonable. Well, we'll think about it some. But yeah, this has to be a location. So I think that's it for Nathaniel's turn. He has to test the stored reasoning. Let's try to pass. No luck. Well, we were only up by 2, but, you know, it's not the worst odds or anything. So for Finn, I think we want to move in here and try to grab some clues and then expose this, because then we can pull Nathaniel along with Safeguard, but we may as well wait till next turn so we can trigger a leak again. So I think we'll just move in here. Let's lock picks a clue. Nice. Trigger Milan for our money. And let's just investigate the other clue. So we're only up by 2. It's not very much, is it? 2. Do I want to courage this? I'm willing to do it. Okay, well, it was a waste, but it's fine. And then let's go ahead and evade, and we'll use this for 4 icons. So we are what's pretty much everything but autofail. Nice, we got it. So this is R. So nothing happens. This just goes here. We'll spend 2 of our clues to move there immediately, and we'll drag Nathaniel with Safeguard. When you move from here to a location above or below it, test agility 5, you fail, take 2 damage. Kind of the same thing. But yeah, we'll grab this in a decoy and shuffle them up. I don't like that we're getting so far away from the court. I really don't like that, but we don't have much choice. All right, so that's the end of my turn. This guy will hunt. He's kind of behind us now. We'll draw upkeeps. Ooh, discard all but 1 card. Let's keep the mano a mano, I guess is the best wing. Mythos. All right, so we could shuffle all the cards up. I don't know if I want to do that. Or we can each take a damage and a horror. I don't want to shuffle all the cards up. So I'm going to take the damage and a horror on both characters. We'll put the damage here, and we can put the horror there. Compulsion. So he's probably going to have to spend 2 actions. When your turn begins, reveal a random token. If it's a symbol, you have to perform this ability. So he'll probably have to do that. So I think Finn can go first and clean up some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and try to lockpicks. 1. Trigger Milan for money. I should be checking this. What am I doing? We'll take this damning testimony. Don't know if I'll be able to use it or not, but it's good to have. Certainly. Could play Trigger Man and just throw down my damning testimony on it. I think that's worth it. Let's do that. What did I do? What are these supposed to be? Okay, let's play Trigger Man. I have an extra ally slot from Charisma. And I get to play Damning Testimony, and he's basically attached to Trigger Man. And I can use the Damning Testimony by exhausting Trigger Man. So I think I'm going to do that. I'll just spend a money on Trigger Man to try to investigate as a fast action. If I choose this enemy and I investigate my own location, I'm a 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 3 for a clue. Spend a money for a clue, great deal. Let's go ahead and try to do the evasion to expose here. So if I get a cultist, this guy would move and smack me for 2 horror, which kind of sucks. I could investigate instead. 5. I think I'll just be safe. Let's just... but it's nice to save the actions, isn't it? Let's just investigate. So I'm 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 3. It's a pass. I get a card for it. Decoy. No good. I'm going to go for the evasion after all. We'll commit both of these. No hollows. This is the city R. Good. Then we would grab this in a decoy, shuffle them up. I think I want to try to coerce the movement back towards the side here, so I'll put it like this. Cliffs of Insanity. After you reveal this, put them as evenly as possible at spots not adjacent to Cliffs of Insanity. Ooh. So this is a dead end. I spent my 2 clues to come in already, though. And Nathaniel followed. So these have to go kind of like... Oh, well, he shouldn't have followed. Shit. Well, I forgot that this would trigger, so we'll just let Finn handle it. We committed a dex to this. Get a card for that. It's like that. Anyway, when Finn enters here, he has to do this test. Agility 5, and if he fails, he takes 2 damage. Well, there's nothing I can do about that, really. Oh, I should have committed. Oh, well. Oh, Triggerman can take 1. That helps a little bit. Well, Finn's turn's over. That kind of sucked. Yeah, there's no reason I would have exhausted and move along with him. Well, Nathaniel can at least punch out this thing. See what it is. We definitely want to go in this direction, because one of these cards is what we're looking for. I think we just punch this. Hope for the best. First, compulsion. Let's just spend the 2 actions to get rid of this. It's just too annoying otherwise. Last action will fight this thing next to us. Get a card back. That's really nice because we just discarded a bunch of stuff. Let's take this counterpunch. What do we got here? Decoy. So this is where we want to go down to next. We need to get down there. But the stupid alien frontiers are really annoying. Gotta like loop all the way around or something. Anyway, we test this at the end of our turn. Finally, lucky us. This guy hunts. We go to upkeep. Go to Mythos. The Regla man. What an annoying little guy. Alright. Nathaniel is gonna hollow some cards here. Unless he gets lucky. He's just gonna hollow his whole hand. Nothing we can do about this. Okay, only 1. It's good. Goodbye, Greet. Have we played any events? All the events we've been playing recently should be getting hollowed. I don't think I've actually played any fighting events in a while. I think we're fine. Regla Man has the Eye of Ravens. So whenever I shift from unstable to stable, he gets to shift his key as well and make us draw an encounter. That's frustrating for sure. I want to evade this guy, but it's hard, right? Because I might not be able to pass by enough. If I can find an agility icon here, it would help. Hope no luck. A 4. I can get to 5, 6, 7, 8. I can get 8, 5, but is that really enough? I mean, I think I just have to go for it. Okay, phew. Managed to evade him. That was really bad. We didn't have a good answer to this. Let's trigger damning testimony using this guy. We can target our friend, the Regla Man, so we investigate this location. Those are free evade, of course. So we investigate this location. We get to be a 6, 7, 7, 3. 2 clues for me. I got the upgrade for remote investigation, so I can use this to keep investigating the Regla Man's location now, which is really nice. We had a bunch of easy-ish clues that way. I think I need to move here, and then move here, then move here, and it kind of sucks, but I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but I need to... If I move from here to down, then I have to take 2 damage probably, and that's not worth it, so... We just got to keep going in this direction for now. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Um, Daniel could do some exposes here. We could peek. He doesn't have enough to open us up anyway, so he may as well just go like 1-2, hang out with Finn. I guess when Finn passed by, we could have safeguarded to move along a little bit. I think we may as well fight some of these. I mean, it can't hurt, right? Lose an action. All right, whatever. So the spot we're going is guaranteed to be one of these three, because it has to be one of these two. Mark them for now. So these are the spots I need to still check. So maybe I just go down and then we check through there. I just exposed this, so Nathaniel can take a free move to it by paying 2 of Finn's clues. This lets me swap the position of 2 locations in the shadows. I don't know if that's going to be useful or not, but anyway, there's no clues here. But yeah, I think my turn's over. So let's have this guy walk here. This guy readies. He doesn't hunt, thankfully. We can go to upkeep. Upkeep. Those. Oof, it feels like we don't have much time left. Okay. Knowing that Finn drew it here. So we have to hollow 3 cards. Or we have to hollow 1 card each, I think. Gauges Finn. We can evade it with courage at least. Nathaniel can go back up and take it out. Stored reasoning. Alright. I think that's what we have to do. I think we'll just evade this with courage. Daniel, in a future turn, can take it out. Maybe not this turn. Definitely something like that. So let's go ahead and try to do... Let's check this. I think I need this gun eventually. Let's just grab it. It'll be nice to have, right? Let's go for the evasion. By 4 with this. Good. It's 1. Let's move down here. Let's trigger our trigger man. So we investigate this location and that location kind of simultaneously. -4 is bad, right? -4 is really bad, so maybe it's not worth it. Okay, I just took the risk. But it's so good because I get both these clues. It's a lot of clues to get, you know? Move, investigate. That's a free trigger, investigate even. Trigger man's pretty good with damning testimony, isn't he? We can lockpicks this. Let's lockpicks to do an expose. I want to go over here. City of Remnants R. This is where we're trying to go. Excellent. Gotta spend 2 clues. Daniel will tag along. We get back some of our exiled card. Finn had to send something away, right? I guess it would be a guts. We can trigger this to take back something. Grab a vicious blow here. We're together here at the Outsider's Lair, so we get to advance it. What did this say? If this was in the right, take a horror. Horror there. Alright, we get to advance. At the dark, beating heart of the City of Remnants is a mess of a structure, all black onyx stone and jagged, twisted glass. Hanging throughout the horrid layer is a jumbled nest of chains, fence wire, and alien cables. One of the entities floats in the center of the chamber, a ball of twisted, distorted space with 2 tendrils of shimmering plasmic light. The tendrils reach down to a humanoid figure in tattered cloth, touching its unconscious mind and pumping something out of it. You step closer and realize with horror that you recognize the covered figure upon the altar, or at least you recognize its stark red gloves. Alright, so we spawn the mnemonic nemesis here, but it's exhausted. We put the red glove. I shouldn't have tossed that. We each have to choose 2 non-weakness cards in our discard pile and hollow them. Doesn't really matter what, but I don't want to make pairs. So let's just do both courages, because then it's guaranteed to not make a pair with anything I already have. Because of that one encounter card that punishes you for having pairs. And then what do we not care about here? Definitely don't want to hollow boxing gloves. We might be able to get some of these back. So let's put out 1-2 punch and cash. So this is our hollows. We've got 3 each. Find the set-aside Red Man story asset and place him with the other set-aside hollows as a hollow. He's considered to be owned by all the investigators. If he's the bearer of any keys, do not attach those keys to him. So the Red Man is now hollowed as well. The ability here says, each outsider enemy at this location loses aloof and gets plus a fight and plus an evade. If the Red Man is the only set-aside hollow, put him into play under the control of any investigator at outsider's lair. So essentially, we need to get rid of all the other hollows somehow so we can take control of him. You don't truly know what's going on, but you know it can't be good. You have to stop whatever process is happening here. Only then can you learn the truth from the man in the red gloves. The red glove man cannot be discarded or drawn. If Mnemonic Nemesis is at your location, spend a clue. Deal 2 damage to it. This action does not provoke a tax opportunity from Mnemonic Nemesis. Objective: when the red glove man enters play, advance. So we need to get the red glove man into play. We can do that by getting all the other hollows unhollowed, basically. Is this really correct for Finn's turn? I've lost track. We evaded, we moved, we triggered this, we lockpicked. Yeah, so we have 1 action left. I'll go ahead and spend a clue to deal 2 damage to this guy. He says, when you would deal damage to this enemy, instead choose and discard that many set-aside hollows. So I'm going to discard my guts here, and how about Nathan's greed? I'll just discard 2 of my hollows. Screw Nathan. At the end of the round, each investigator at this enemy's location must either choose a non-weakness card in their hand and set it aside as a hollow, or this enemy attacks them. So he hits you whenever you end your turn here, over and over, pretty much. But yeah, so we're doing pretty good with this. All right, so Nathaniel's turn. He can take some punches on this guy, because every attack we get to remove a hollow. He could deal 3 damage, but this itself will get hollowed, but I think it's still a good deal, right? We still get more out of it than if we don't. So let's go ahead and mono a mono. Because of this card, it gets hollowed, but we deal... Oh, he's not engaged with us. He's massive, so he's considered engaged. Yeah. So this gets hollowed, but we deal 3 damage, so we can discard 3 hollows. 2, 3. My next action can't be a play action. What I can do is I can tag a clue with my key, the Weeping Lady, and then I can spend this clue to deal 2 more damage using the ability on the act, I think it was. So he takes 2 damage, and that discards my last 2 hollows. I can activate this free triggered ability in order to grab the Red Glove Man. And then we get to advance immediately. You finally manage to pry the body of the Red Glove Man away from the creature's flashing tendrils and drag him off of the altar. He drifts in and out of consciousness as you carry him out of the entity's lair, speaking only nonsense words in an unearthly language. The moment his eyelids open before the alien skies the outside, he shudders awake in agony, letting out gasping, pained breaths and clutching the very spot on his forehead where the creature had latched onto him. You give him a moment to recover before asking him how he got here and what it was doing to him. To his credit, the man does not take long to return to his usual stoic demeanor, adjusting the cuffs of his suit and lowering the brim of his hat to obscure the sweat dripping down his forehead. Not here, he says. As if on cue, the structure of glass and onyx shudders into ruin, and the entity emerges, its tendrils unfolding into a massive eldritch shape of luminous distortion. I don't suppose you know a way out of here, the man asks. Escaping the other world. If the Red Glove Man is on your side and answers are finally within reach, but first you must find a way back home, because if you can't, this might become your new home. Each outsider enemy loses aloof if the Red Glove Man is defeated or moved from the game. Objective: time to get the hell out of here. If each surviving investigator has resigned, advance. So we need to make it all the way back to the start and then pass this test in order to get out of here. I think we have 1 action left. This guy's evades 4. So he's kind of a pain to evade. I don't know how Finn's going to evade him. I guess he's just massive. We could just walk away. We don't have to fight him at all, right? I'd like to get the clues, though. I think I'd definitely just get out of here, though. Now I'm just fishing for VP. I think I have, well, there's not that much time left, so I should just focus on getting out. But if we can, we want to get the VPs. This one's going to be a tough one, but probably these other two are quite reasonable. And this one as well. We can just kill it on the way out. So I think there's no reason for Nathan to stick around. Nathan can get out of here. And at the end of his turn, he tests this. He has 0 hollows, so it goes away. Very nice. So at the end of the round, Finn either has to hollow a card or he takes a damage and a horror from this guy's attack. I think we can just take it at this point. We're doing okay for damage and horror. So this guy readies, this guy hunts. We go to upkeep. This guy also readies, of course. Vicious blows are nice. Go to Mythos. He's aloof, but he loses aloof, so he engages us. We have to hollow a card from our deck as well. Ooh. You might be able to... I don't know if we can evade these guys. We're not very good at evading right now. Oh man, it spawns at the furthest location all the way at the start, or we could put it far away. We're gonna kill it. It's not that big. We'll just kill it. I have complete faith in Nathaniel. We've got the Regla Man. The Regla Man, after you successfully fight or invade an outsider by 2 or more, exhaust the Regla Man, deal 1 damage to that enemy, and discover 1 clue at your location. I mean, this is pretty powerful stuff. But we've got all these big enemies on board now, huh? Let's see what's here. This is good icons. Let's grab that. We can use this to do an evasion on this guy, probably. We'll just have to take some hits from this. We can't evade it very easily. I've got a plan, but it involves getting hit a lot. But it's what I've got, so it's what I'm going to do. All right, let's do... Trigger this first off. Let's take an investigation. Oh, I'm not very good at it. It's hard. It's a hard investigation. Well, we might get lucky. Oh my god, we get so lucky. We even get all 3 clues. Oh no, we don't. We just get a couple. Oh yeah, we do, because we get 2 from this, because we chose this enemy, damning testimony, and then we get another one for the elder sign. I'm really lucky. Oh, they all get plus a fight and plus an evade as well, huh? All right, can I evade this? I passed by a lot. I could use this for a bonus action, but it might be better as icons. 4, we're even right now. If I commit all this, I'm guaranteed, as long as I don't draw the auto-fail. Let's just leave. We'll take the 1 and 1 from this guy. My plan really is just to let him come in and hit me again. We could try to, well, let's grab this clue first, I think. We could walk up here and just do some evasions on these. And then when this guy comes in, we could use this to remote to investigate from afar. I think that's probably better. Let's just get away from the damage and horror. Let's get up to here and see if we can't get some evasions going. Try to evade this. Nice. That's going to save us some pressure. Last action. I don't think I want to do anything. It was probably a mistake. I probably could have drawn a card or something, but I just wanted to have all the actions I could. Should have won more money from Milan. I investigated earlier. I could try to punch it, but I'm just even. If I draw the -4, I get smacked. I don't think I want to get smacked. I don't think I want to do anything. I think I'll just pass. Nathaniel's turn. We'll get this clue later. We'll go up here. I want to punch this guy out. He's a 3. I'm a 7. I mean, should be good. Up by 5? Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that was a little greedy of me, but I passed anyway, so that's a -4. But he only takes 1 damage, I think. I was 8 versus 3, so he only takes 1 damage. That was too greedy of me. It was just bad play. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. That's all right. I want to look at some cards. I could let Finn just take this hit, but probably better not to, huh? Let's just kill us. Because I could just do a huge swing on this guy. Nah, we'll just do a small swing on this again. All right, it's dead. We get to trigger this and do some searching at least. Counterpunch is really nice. All right, so this guy readies and engages. This guy will hunt, this guy will ready. At the end of the enemy phase, I have to spawn this as a golem enemy. It's a 1 fight, 1 health, 1 evade, and 1 damage enemy in my threat area. Oh, I've got a filter coming on. Let me turn that off. All right, let's go to upkeep. Oof, this is gonna get down to the wire. The weight of an infinite, dimensionless universe forces you to your knees. You imagine Taylor's layer cake, layer upon layer upon layer, worlds upon worlds upon worlds, and yours is the thinnest of all. You are hurtling through barriers humanity was never meant to cross, and if you remain here any longer, you won't even remember where you came from. So I think we have to choose 2 of these options, take a damage and a horror, or we each hollow a card, or we shuffle all the concealed cards and place them randomly. Well, we're done with all this, so let's go ahead and just shuffle these. Like, I don't really care if these get re-randomized. I think we know where everything is that we care about. We're not going to do any more exposes. So then we have a choice. We can either both hollow a card. I think that's okay, right? I could hollow these. It's not that big of a deal. Let's just hollow these cards and not take damage horror. All right, and this is the same thing, except now we can take a direct damage or direct horror to look at the revealed side of concealed mini card without exposing it. That's not going to help us very much at this point. I guess we could peek at this in case it helps, but probably not going to help. Encounters, please, please just give me a break. Ah, more enemies. Ooh, test willpower. All right, we'll use guts on this. Okay, phew. So this does nothing. Otherwise, we would have had to hollow a bunch of our important cards. So Nathaniel can wipe all this out in this turn if he tries really hard. So we can, for example, let's check this. Well, oh, we're not allowed to check that yet, sorry. If we do like counterpunch does 3 damage, 4 damage, plus Red Glove Man. So if we just like engage this, maybe we can also take a whole lot of damage. We have Red Glove. Let's engage this. Now let's punch this out first. Then engage and then punch that, but I don't have any actions left to move. I'm gonna engage this. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't have to. I could just fight it while it's in Finn's threat area. I punch this. So I could definitely kill this, right? I could just Monster Slayer Vicious Vicious. Or I could let it swing at me, counterpunch Vicious. Those both seem like fine. Yeah, okay, so I think we just take our time. I think we punch this one out with our combat. Okay. We get hollowed. Figure this. I don't have any weaknesses, so I'm not scared of much. Monster Slayer 1-2 punch is such a big bomb. Let's take 1-2 punch. We could just 1-2 punch this guy. I mean, that does kill him outright, so let's do that. Alright. We'll exhaust Red Glove Man in order to deal the extra damage just in case the next hit misses. That deals 3. Okay, so this guy's dead. We can either retrieve, so when he dies, we could add him to the victory display, or we can grab 3 of our hollows. I think I'm confident enough that I'll put him in the victory display. Then my last action, I think I just want to punch this guy out. And let's hope it works out. 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, yeah, right? Phew, all right, good. This is going pretty smoothly. All right, so what Finn will do is he'll trigger this first. Let's peek at these. I don't think so. Well, we could take Liquid Courage just as an icon. I think that's worth it. Let's take this just as icons. All right, let's use Trigger Man. So we pay a resource, and we investigate this location and this location in order to grab the 1 clue here for the victory. So I'm 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 2. Cool. So we can spend an evidence to grab a victory over there. And next turn, we can do the same thing on the Red Glove Man to grab this victory up here. Lots of points. We will go ahead and move. That'll drag along Nathaniel with Safeguard. Get him out of harm's way. And then we actually surprisingly have time here. I could go in here, but I don't really... We could go in there and try to evade it, maybe? That seems okay. Do that. This can go badly if I draw, like, the cultists. So maybe it's a bit risky. I'm still going to try it. Alright, we got lucky. I'm just very risky today. We could go for an expose just for fun. We should have gotten money from Milan earlier. What can these do? This does nothing. This would hollow a card. Could expose to hunt for another victory. That's a little greedy, isn't it? We do have time, though. We'll try it. We'll spend 2 clues to move here. It is a victory, but do we have time for it? That's a lot of clues to retrieve, you know? We'll see. We'll try it. But, it's probably way too risky, right? Probably not, but we'll go here. We can trigger Leaky for exposing, which is nice. Um, we'll grab this for Nathaniel, I think. All right, so that's the end of our turn. So this guy hunts, and we go to upkeep. Go to Mythos. This guy readies. Draw on a counter. Okay, it's going to cost me 2 actions. Place a Doom. We really don't have that much time left here. Okay, so Nathaniel is definitely just going to go in and smack the shit out of this dude. I mean, that's guaranteed to happen. Nothing else to do about that. He's massive, he doesn't engage me. I go here. Let's take some attacks. So let's just... Oh, I should be hollowing the cards when I... Should be hollowing my events when I play them. I played a 1-2 punch and a mono-mono, right? So these should be hollowed. In that case, instead of pulling back clean them out, I probably would have pulled back something like 1-2 punch, right? I mean, obviously. Let's just 1-2 punch him. Move, attack. So we are 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 2. That was a -4. It was a cultist, right? I'll draw again. Okay, it's cultist anyway. So I succeed by 2 or more, so I get to deal 2 damage to him and discover a clue in my location. I guess I'll flip this. Yeah, well, there's no point, but I can put this here. It's a victory, but there's no way we'll have time for that one, too. I mean, let's not get too carried away here. So he takes how much damage from that? That was 1-2 punch, so that was first swing. So 1, 2, 3. He takes 3 from that. And then we'll just go again, and we'll do Vicious Blow on the second swing. And he's dead. It's another victory for us. There's nothing in the shadows, so these are all decoys. We can just get rid of them. So Nathaniel still needs to resign. Do we want to stall? Because we could just walk over here and let this guy hit us a few times to stall him. It doesn't really help. So we have one action left. We could just try to resign, try to get lucky. We could draw a card to try to help us resign. Let's search the top 9 and see if there's anything that'll help us. This is just a wild. That has to be the best thing, right? Let's draw a card. All right, the start of Finn's turn. Okay, we don't have to use compulsion yet, so that's nice. Let's trigger man. So we investigate our location with a 5, 6, 7, 7 versus 3, and also get the clue up there. Nice, so we get a clue from here, and a clue from there, and that's a victory. Let's lockpicks. It's another clue from here. Trigger Milan for money. So I'm a 5 versus 3. I should peek at these. Let's grab this for icons. So I'm a 5-3. Next turn I get this for sure. So let me just action, get rid of compulsion. That's good enough. This goes here, this goes here. We go upkeep, upkeep. I think this is out of evidence. Mythos. Okay, so this spawns here. I have to hollow a card. Okay, and then also hollows a card. I don't have to hollow this yet, not until the end of the round, but this guy also hollows. Okay. Let's go. Let's just go for. We ignore this. I mean, he does how much damage? He's going to do a lot of damage to us. We can't just ignore him. Go for an evasion. We're not that good at it. It's kind of a recurrent problem. We could have Finn go. We could have Nathaniel come over and bail us out. He can get over here. Yeah, that's definitely the way. So what we do is we just play get over here to pull this guy over and punch it. 5, 7. We're 7 versus 3. It's fine. Okay, well we just deal 2 damage. That's still fine. Good. I'm thinking of some like insane greed plays, but it just doesn't make much sense. How greedy am I? I'm pretty greedy. It's kind of in my blood, you know? Swing at that. I'm pretty greedy. All right, I'm gonna move here. I know it looks crazy. This guy will attack me. Let's counterpunch him. You are dead. Trigger this. Let's grab the other get over here. Might be useful. Or a mano? I don't know. They're both useful. This guy will let it hit me. You know, this plan kind of fell apart as soon as I... Ooh, the other victory got removed, so this is actually no good. Well, it's okay. I'm just greedy. I'll try to kill this guy. Just Monster Slayer him. We can just punch him. If we fail, we'll counterpunch him in the enemy phase. Like, it's fine. Okay, so we can use Red Glove Man. We get one of these clues, and this guy gets killed. I was hoping this is the other victory, and then Finn could take... Oh, he didn't even have enough evidence. This was just a bad play, but it's all right. We're doing okay. I think we'll still get out. All right, Finn. Good. Trigger Man. Also good. That's another victory for us. Trigger Man cost 1. We gained 1. So now we just need icons. We need icons to be able to do this test. Succeed, you resign. Add agents period to control display. Fail, you may trap here and the test gets minus 1 to it. Agility. Should check these for icons, right? Nothing. Let's go here. We could just try, like we might get out, and then it's just Nathaniel's problem. We're even. We could try it even. Most likely that hurts us, right? So let's not do that. There was a decoy. No, the decoys got cleared. Let's just draw a card, but instead of moving, let's draw first in case it's a weakness. Doesn't help, but let's move. All right, that's the end of my turn. This guy walks here and he hits me for 1 and 1. We go to upkeep. This guy hunts as well. At the end of the round, I have to hollow a card or take 1 and 1 again. I'll hollow a card. This one's junk. Counter. Hollow some more cards. No reason not to commit this, I think. Wow. Wow. So nothing. Alright, what do we got? Each investigator takes damage and horror. Goodbye, Milan. This is a troublesome situation. Nathaniel could stick around for another round on purpose and just tank the hits from these guys, and then he can try to make his way out. We can put out our Hunter's Armor to make it so Finn doesn't have to take all these hits. We can kill this guy straight up. I think this is the way. I think we just play our Hunter's Armor. We crawl down here. And let's kill off this thing so it doesn't bother Finn. We can commit our courage or something to try to help Finn out. 7. Any combat icons that Finn doesn't need? Do that. If I miss, I'll just... I don't care. Okay, so he dies because we can use regular mana to deal an extra. That. So Finn just tries 3 times, and hopefully he gets a resign. And then Nathaniel just tries, and then does a big... We can get screwed, but hopefully it works out okay. So let's go for a resign. We're just even. We take 1 and 1, but we can put it on here instead. We can deal 1 damage back, which discards a hollow, so Finn has slightly better odds. Okay, then we go again, we do the same thing. That time we got out, because we were 4 versus 3. It gets -1 each time you do it. So Finn's dead. Finn's gone. He's resigned. We had a Leaky do the victory display. So we resigned with her, and she's a conspirator asset. The Finn's done. So then we just have to get out with Nathan. Should be fine. We take another hit from this guy, and at the end of our turn, we have to hollow a card, or take another hit. Take the hit. Regular man can take a bunch too, so take the hit. We go to upkeep. That's a really good draw. This is the last doom. Oh my god. So he hollows us a card. That's fine. All we have to do is get out of here. So what are we? We're 3 versus 4. How much? So how do we divide this up to do it as good as possible? Fail once on purpose, then try up by 2 twice. That seems like the best way to me. I don't think I can die to anything, so we'll just try that. So we're down by 1. Okay, we fail. We take 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. Oh, no, these are resigns. Resigns don't trigger attacks of opportunity. Oops. Wow, that's good to know. Alright, then we just try again. We are up by 4 this time, because we were 3 plus 4 versus 3. Alright, we resigned. Man, that was close. This scenario was always down to the wire. Alright, you stand at the edge of the platform. Oh yeah, we add the regular man to the victory. You stand at the edge of the platform upon which you arrived in this realm, wondering how to return to your own. There is no sign whatsoever of the ship that fell into the pit below. Perhaps it made its way back, or perhaps it is still falling. You have no way to know for sure, but very few alternatives. Holding your breath, you look away from the bottomless pit and take a leap of faith. Alright, if both the regular man and a leaky are in the victory display, go to R1. You awaken on the ship's deck, dreamlike memories and otherworldly visions swimming in your mind. The only sign that what you saw was real and not a mere nightmare is a red-gloved grip as a man pulls you to your feet and dusts off your shoulders. Nearby, Aliki watches wordlessly, her expression blank. Agent Quinn rises steadily to her feet as well. The world wobbles as your vision settles over a new dimension. Stay with us, the man says, his voice smoother and more natural than you remember. You demand answers. What was he doing in London? What was that hellish place? And why was he there? London? He scoffs. I haven't been to London lately. I don't even know who you are. You real. This is for sure the same man you saw in London, isn't it? As for that place, I have only a vague sense, but I have no idea what brought me there or how long I've been gone. That thing. He lifts the brim of his fedora and clutches his forehead so hard his hands shake. It was prying, searching, learning. Aliki finally speaks, with Quinn once again translating. She says that the creatures are not just taking things, they are, what would be the right word? She struggles to retain her composure as Aliki once again switches language. Adapting, mimicking. Cold realization washes over you. This is what Aliki had been afraid of, why she had come to you for help. The man you saw in London was not the same as the man before you now. It was an impostor. It was one of them. It seems I'm in your debt, the man says, extending a red-gloved hand. But unfortunately, I have much to do. If these creatures have infiltrated the coterie, none can be trusted, myself most especially. If you see me again, assume it is not me. In the meantime, I will get to the bottom of this and confront the others with my findings when the time is right. You nod and shake his hand. There is more at stake here than you ever realized, and you can only get to the heart of it by working together. Each investigator gains victory points. Each investigator has 1 bonus experience as they gain insight into the strange happenings around the world. Your campaign log record the following. The cell knows the true nature of the coterie, and Aliki is on your side. Know the true nature. Aliki is on your side. And record 3 extra times, so we'll have this interlude as well. We get an extra experience, but let's see how much we actually got. Some here, a little bit there, a little bit there. Right to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the interlude or for the resolution. Pretty good for Scarlet Keys standards. All right, you may embark from Bermuda, Ybor City, or San Juan. And in this case, we are going to exit at Ybor City. So I will just draw that in as well. This is a free movement, but we're here. Okay, and then we have to read this interlude. It is this thing. I don't know what it's doing. Let's try this. All right, let's go back to the back. All right, status report Gamma. The reports continue. Now it's not just missing people, but people returning, having changed. Buildings and objects too, replicated but different, off, like they had been completely dismantled and then reassembled. But why? Add a cultist to the bag. Got another one of these. Each investigator must add 1 copy of the paradimensional understanding weakness to their deck. It does not count towards their deck size. So let's grab our paradimensional understandings. These say, Revelation, you must either choose one, immediately shift an unstable key you control, or flip each stable key you control to its unstable side. So a little bit of a extra little weakness. Let's add those on ArkhamDB. And we'll also need to spend our experience, but let's add the weakness first. 1 paradimensional understanding for you, and 1 paradimensional understanding for you. And let's clean up this board. So, without a trace, I think this is actually pretty challenging oftentimes. Like, there's some luck involved for sure. My experience is that when you get the chance in the interlude to either blow the whistle and summon a Leaky or not, it's much easier if you actually bring her with you because she helps retrieve your hollows. And there's that one part in the scenario where you need to retrieve all your hollows in order to rescue the Red-Gloved Man. Basically what I've found is that if you don't have a Leaky, you have so many hollows that it's really difficult unless you've got a great fighter. Nathaniel as well is not a great matchup against this scenario because that 1 card, which makes it so whenever you play an event it gets hollowed, is really bad for him. Of course, since all his fighting events are events, whenever he plays one, it gets hollowed, and that makes it even harder to get all the cards unhollowed in the future, especially because in order to deal damage in unhollowed cards, he has to use the fight events. Luckily, that didn't come up too much because we had a Leaky and we were able to get to the Outsider's Lair relatively quickly. If you go down one path really hard, you'll tend to get to the Outsider's Lair pretty fast as long as you haven't been mixing up the concealed cards too much. And that means that you can basically get there without having to search every corner of the map and have enough time to get out. Because you might have noticed, but the agenda timer on this one is super tight. It's 16 total Doom, but there's 2 of the Touched from the Beyond cards, which place a Doom on one of your assets, which isn't always possible to remove. So it can easily be 14 Doom, which is not very much time to do everything that you need to do in this scenario. Of course, you can get partial victories here. You don't have to rescue the Red Glove Man. You're supposed to, but if you don't have enough time, you know, it's okay to at least get out with the leaky. But a tough scenario, and honestly, probably the hardest one in most casual Scarlet Keys playthroughs. Because if you're going for this scenario, it's going to be harder than the finale is. If you actually win this one, the finale is not going to be too tough. But yeah, that's Without a Trace. We will go do upgrades now. We've got 7 points on Finn and 8 points on Nathaniel. I have no idea what I even wanted to do anymore at this point. I've lost track completely. Looks like a Derringer. That seems pretty logical because it's so much better than the lower level version. So let's put 2 points there. We have 5 left. Maybe manual decks. Maybe do some upgrades on Honed Instinct. I mean, Honed Instinct's like just whatever, but we could just grab Impulse Control, for example. Impulse Control, Sharpened Talent. I haven't played with Sharpened Talent before, but I kind of want to try it, so it might be fun. We could do Impulse Control, Sharpened Talent. Later we can grab the enemy engagement, and we can use it as like a tool to help us evade enemies when they engage us. Like that. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go for these just to try it out. So we get another one of these in our deck, which means we have to remove something else. I think it turns out that I'm not having time to play Kick in the Hornet's Nest. There's enough enemies already, and Nathaniel only has a finite number of damage he can do, so I don't want to be making extra enemies. Let's get rid of Kick in the Hornet's Nests. And that's 7. Then for Nathaniel... Oh, I have my full card pool turned on, don't I? Let's go fix that. It looks like... I don't think I've added anything that's not normally available. I guess for working off this, I don't have to worry about it too much. I've been thinking about it, and I think Greet's not the way to go. I think Guard Dog is actually going to be better for us. Because this combo is really nice with Hunter's Armor. It gives us a little bit of extra damage, and the engages is also pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into these 2 Guard Dogs. And we'll just skip Greet entirely. Now I've got enough XP left to upgrade both Get Overseers. I think I'll just do that. It's like a... not a sexy upgrade, but it's, you know, a solid one for Nathaniel. Just make your basic cards better. We're pretty much done with him. I've had worse, like, we could put it in, but it's not really necessary. It's just kind of for fun. It's too bad we can't upgrade our stand together. I would love to do that. I don't think there's that many more cards I want, so we'll probably just 1-2 punch. Taunt is like, alright, I guess. I guess it's pretty good. Fast, deal 2 damage, draw a card. I mean, that's pretty awesome. But you have to engage an enemy off of someone else for it to work. 1-2 punch is pretty good. We'll get that eventually just to really beat the crap out of something. But yeah, I'll just prioritize those next. And then on Finn, maybe we'll do a little bit of Honed Instinct. We'll get Lucky Sigs. Lucky Sig was probably better than Honed Instinct, but I just want to try Honed Instinct out. But yeah, that's all for this scenario, Without a Trace. We've got... how many have we done now? I don't even know how many. What's next? I think next we're going to Dancing Mad. We still have to do On Thin Ice, Shades of Suffering. So yeah, we've done 6 out of 10, I think. So there should be 4 more to go. Hopefully I'll be able to get those done at a quicker pace. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see more of these playthroughs, feel free to subscribe or leave a comment. I definitely appreciate that. And I will see you next time.